Oh, shit. Stepdad motherfucking FLA in the building. How are you, brother?
I'm great, bro. I'm great. Thank you for having me again. I know I said it a second ago, but I really respect what you're doing. You staying busy with it, staying consistent. Beautiful.
Dude, thank you, man. I appreciate you doing this. You're a busy motherfucker, dude.
Of course.
Dude, I was fucking just scrolling through your social media and your YouTube, just trying to get some material and whatnot. Bro, you're nonstop.
Consistency is key.
Yeah, and it's really impressive because it's not just, so here, I'll give you, so the mics, we're not monitoring with I have plugins on it that are going to do like a gate and a noise reduction. Oh, also,
I hear you.
So all these people we hear in the background and stuff too, that'll come out in the final recording. Cool.
Yeah,
it can be a little distracting during this, but
yeah. No.
We'll eventually we'll forget they're there. And what I really respect is that you aren't like just all music. Like you're a fucking grown ass man, and you understand to make shit happen, you gotta fucking work your ass off. So I know you work full-time job while fucking pursuing this hustle, dude.
Yeah, no, a little bit of everything. I'm just like like you said, I'm grown finally. I feel like I can say that, and yeah, it's really about getting shit done, staying busy, following your passions. That's where I'm at right now. Like I don't do too much, but I try to give everything to what I do.
Well, it shows, dude, and I do appreciate you sitting down because I know you're very busy. I mean, we're doing late night right now because you literally just punched out of the clock to come here and do this with me, and I know you got a family and a fucking real life besides this, so I appreciate it.
Yeah,
man.
No. Like I said, I'm happy to be here, bro. This is it's a vibe for sure.
Dope. So I usually like to start this with a simple, who are you and what do you do?
There it is. Yeah. So for those who don't know, my name is Stepdad. I am a musician and a pizza maker, and yeah, I don't know. I've been making music my whole life. I've been playing the drums since middle school. It was bands and this and that. Stepdad was born probably 5 or 6 years ago. I dropped my first project under Stepdad in 2016. Oh, Jesus. Time flies, bro.
Fuck,
so it's 2022. So like 6 years.
6 years. Coming up on a decade.
Yeah, there we go. So like Stepdad happened, and like, yeah, it's kind of just been like pedal to the floor for a while. Up until recently, honestly.
You say up until recently, like you took a hiatus?
So not taking a hiatus. I'm glad you asked this though. I've definitely felt a shift. Like I said, following my passions, I've definitely felt a shift, and I'm always do music. I love it to death. Don't get me wrong, but I'm really interested in exploring like this new lane that I see for myself in pizza. Honestly, so next month I start shooting a YouTube series. It's gonna be called Dad's Pizza, and I don't know if you've seen like online. You have their like making pizza at home is a big thing now. There's all those like portable ovens, like the Uni, the Gosney, and things like that. And they're little 14-inch, 16-inch little tabletop pizza ovens.
Electric.
So mine is multi-fuel, so you can do propane or wood.
In a small little oven?
Small little oven.
Oh,
yeah.
That's sick as fuck.
Yeah. Shout out to Uni. It's fucking super sick. They're definitely like at the forefront of this at home and mobile and beyond like pizza oven movement. Like I have a friend in Orlando who has an awesome like little mobile pizza business, and he uses 4 of these like 16-inch low ovens. Just pulls up with the 4 ovens and like makes it happen, as opposed to people spending like you know what I used to work out of, where the shit's $10,000 to be mobile and to pull up to the house. He's doing it is,
dude, like an easy bake fucking oven.
There we go, like on steroids.
That's insane, dude. And it just sits on your countertop?
Yeah, like not countertop, like it's not for use like in your house unless you had like an oven hood, you know what I mean? Like at a restaurant, it's like an outside thing for sure.
Oh, so like your grill outside.
Yeah, exactly. Think of it as like a grill for pizza.
That's super dope. So you're going to put together a YouTube series where you teach people how to make pizza, or you entertain people while you make pizza?
So this is the deal. I'm just so blessed to know all the people that I do in like this kind of like West Palm Beach like culinary community, and I pay attention to a lot of like food shows and this and that, and I don't think the the chefs I know at least are being highlighted like they could be and like they should be. So the kind of the preface of the show is I have a friend that, you know, has a barbecue spot, a taco spot, a chocolate factory.
Okay.
I show everybody what they're doing, what they're up to, but I got the oven with me. And when you know what I bring to the table, pizza.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pull up with a little dough. We'll shoot the shit, show what they have going on. But at the end of the day, at the end of the episode, we got to make a pizza with whatever they have at the shop.
With their ingredients.
Dude,
that's sick as fuck.
I'm glad you fucking with the idea.
That's fucking brilliant, dude. It's not being done. And I do know that there's a synergy or there's a connection that I've seen with rappers and chefs and in the kitchen. What's old buddy's name?
Action Bronson.
Action Bronson. Fuck, that's delicious.
There you go.
I mean, this guy's gone big time.
Yeah, no, I'd be lying if I said that that wasn't any inspiration behind what I'm doing.
Right.
I think he's awesome. Yeah, I really think ever since, I mean, as far back as like MF Doom and his project, food, you know, there's always been like that connection between, like, I don't know, food, creating, it's an art in itself. You know what I mean? Writing music, putting a beat together with certain lyrics, you know, putting a certain dish with that and this, and you got to have the good wine with the, you know, with the rare steak.
Yeah.
And you know.
Well, a lot of people don't realize, because we just consume McDonald's and Chick-fil-A and shit. A lot of people don't realize that making food is an art.
Without a doubt.
And that at the highest of levels, these are like the most elaborate artists that you can come across. And the way that you consume the art is not with your eyes or with your ears, but with your palate.
There you go.
You know, and it's so awesome what you're saying is like, so think about instrumentation just before you even put the lyrics on the beat. The beat has a bass line and a snare, and right, and this is like a salad or a soup.
Exactly.
You know, I often actually compare musicians' influences and then the music they make as a soup of their influences. Like some of the best musicians, they don't sound like somebody else, but you can hear like the ingredients of all of their influences.
I like the way you put that, without a doubt. Yeah.
It's like a goulash or whatever of like everything that they love, you know? So I definitely see the parallels in food and music. So no more raps?
Oh yeah, no. That's something I still do regularly.
Yep.
I write every week. I love it. It's never been like a labor intensive. I mean, it gets hectic at times, don't get me wrong, but it's never been something I've done like. It's always been out of love. It's like therapy. Sitting down and like creating a song and getting how I feel out, or just saying shit I think is funny is always gonna be in my life. Don't get me wrong, but I've been so gung ho, like pinpoint focused on that for so long that like I feel like I've just almost avoided exploring other routes I can take. You know what I mean?
Kind of sold yourself short on what other things are possible.
Like exactly. Like I've always been like I get tunnel vision when I'm passionate about something, and I'm just at the point where like I'm like, damn, like I can, you know, put my hand in a little over here, a little over there, and just like, you know, not one person can kind of speak for me. I want to just do a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Well, and you can use all the skill sets you've developed in your music career in this new production of this YouTube show, you know, so it's going to be like second nature to you, filming these videos, shooting the shit with your homeboys, you know.
Like I do all of this shit already.
Yes.
And it's just like, damn, like in the age we live in, the content creation age, it's like, who am I not to show people this cool shit that I get to do? Like I'll post like on my stories and this and that, where I'm at this spot on Dixie pretty often. It's called Palm Beach Meats. They import like Wagyu beef and things like that, and they do pop-up dinners and pop-up lunches and shit. And I'm always back there hanging out, and just like I'm in the kitchen, we're chilling, fucking making food. We have these get-togethers, and every time I post about it or post when I'm out with somebody or we're cooking and this and that, people are like, "Yo, this is so sick," and like other chefs and other people in the industry will hit me up, and I'm just like, damn, like if you think this fucking 15-second story is cool, like wait till I give y'all a fucking 10-minute episode of like
a full course meal.
You know what I mean? Of like of all the shit that we really do, like
yeah.
You know?
Dude, I think it's fucking fantastic, and it's so important to like diversify.
Of course.
You know, and I understand the tunnel vision. You know, we've talked about this before. I made rap music for 15 years,
Yeah.
and I lost jobs, ruined relationships. My health went to shit because same thing, tunnel vision. I explain it as it's like a drug to me, that I'm like the ultimate addict. And every night I get high writing this music, and I'll be up till 10 a.m. and I can never keep a steady job. And, you know, during that time, I was sure I was going to be an international superstar. Like any day now, I'm going to get signed.
You
know?
have to have that to keep you going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's what you're referring to is it's a blessing and a curse. Because some people wish they had that focus.
Right.
Like we live in an age where fucking people, you know what I mean? Like
you can't
they
focus.
Scroll past something fucking new every 10 seconds. Like to be able to afford to focus is a blessing. Like I feel what you're saying. Like when it starts to fuck your money up and things like that.
I always skipped what you're very good at, which was the hard work and maintaining a fucking job to pay for the whole thing. I would couch surf and you know.
I mean that's the starving artist shit.
That's right.
I feel you. I just money and I have always had a wild relationship, I guess. Like I was never poor, but like my dad has always had this sick obsession where he can't have enough, and we lived like a very average life and shit, and I just saw how hard he fucking worked and how bad he wanted more for us, and like I don't know, it just rubbed off onto me. Like I'm like, as much as I love the rap shit and I would love for that to pay my bills, like I've always been about my money. Like I gotta have some form of income coming in. I get fucking anxious.
I respect it, man. Well, let's fucking go back to baby stepdad. Did you grow up in South Florida?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I was born in Broward, and I lived in Broward for a bit up until high school. And then I ended up moving to St. Lucie County, Port St. Lucie, Fort Pierce. I lived there for a bit. After that was with my parents still. Moved out with some homies to Orlando. Went to college over there. That was fucking fun while it lasted. Dropped out, you know, ain't do much. And moved back to Fort Pierce. And then as of like 6-7 years ago, I moved here to West Palm.
And you're like the West Palm Beach like fucking hometown hero, man. I swear to God, anybody, it's like your name rings bells, you know.
I would love to claim that, you know, but
it's coming.
I'm just out here.
It's coming. And I told a bunch of people I was doing this podcast. They're like, StepdadFLA? And I'm like, yeah, that's right. Yeah, man.
No, that's
well, it's dope, dude.
That's great to hear. Yeah, no, I love it. Yeah, shout out to fucking
when did
West Palm Beach.
Music start for you? Was it
so music in general? Ever since I was a kid, ever since I can remember, my parents always loved music. My dad, like my mom, loved to tell stories about her going to concerts and shit. Going to concerts and shit was like a big thing. And she was like into fucking like the Rolling Stones and, you know, hair metal and shit. And my dad was super into like Led Zeppelin. I remember he loved Pink Floyd, this and that. My uncle played the guitar. My dad was just super supportive of. He always loved the drums, but he could never afford drums, could never get drums. So like he living like vicariously through me. Bought drums for me like for my birthday. Maybe I was like in 6th or 7th grade.
Yeah.
And then like the band started happening, and it just kind of like.
So you didn't
snowballed.
start with making rap music?
No, I definitely didn't start from rap. I always listened to rap, but you know, I mean, when I was younger, everyone like freestyled at the lunch table and shit like that.
Yeah.
And you know, and I always wrote lyrics. Because I did vocals in bands and shit back then as well.
Like what kind of music?
Like heavy music. Like back in the day, like you can like there was a like a little niche like underground. It was called grindcore. And it's still a thing till this day. I'm sure it's gotten much more popular. But just fucking crazy blast beats, breakdown, fucking just you don't have to have a good voice to scream your head off.
Right.
And then I got more into like just traditional hardcore with more like just more of a like a regular delivered like angry vocal. And then Yeah.
And then when did you switch to rap? And did you get were you given a hard time from your homies in the grindcore band? Were they like, yo, what the fuck are you doing?
So
Bula, brother.
Bula.
You don't have to drink the whole thing. Oh shit. All right, drink it.
I mean, I saw you.
No, I saved it.
Oh fuck! I thought you
Okay, all
smacked it.
right,
I was
no,
like,
I'm
let's
gonna
get
do
it then. Yeah. So
So you're in high school doing
to rap.
bands.
Yeah.
You're in bands in high school.
Doing bands, and it went really fucking well. Like, it got to the point where like the shows became so consistent and so all over the place. Like I'm in, I don't know how old are you in 10th grade? You're like 15, 16?
15.
You know what I mean? I'm in 10th grade and everyone in the band is older than me. Fucking like of drinking age type shit. And we have shows in Miami and then like a weeknight show up in Orlando and like this and that. And it really just got to a point where my parents supported me to an extent, but they were like, yo, you know, you're fucking 15-year-old. You're playing shows at bars, playing shows here and fucking all over the place. Like you kind of, I was like boxing heavily back then as well.
No shit.
And they were like, hey, they didn't see what, you know, nowadays it's clear to everybody with the internet and shit, like being a musician, you can become very fucking wealthy. You know what I mean? The sky's the limit, but they didn't see it like that back then. And it was like, hey, it's time to chill. So I kept drums in my back pocket and always played the drums and was in and out of like smaller bands and shit. But you asked about the transition to rap, right?
Yeah.
So was writing music for a friend, like as a joke. I have like a homeboy. His name's Big and Tasty. This is my fucking dog. Going on like probably like 12, 13 years of friendship. This is like somebody who's had my back all these fucking years. We were living in Orlando together and I was always writing music, but I've always been like, I'm just me. You know what I mean? He's a fucking character. At that time, he's like 6'1", 6'2". He was probably fucking 400 pounds, like tattooed, just a fucking big character. Everybody fucking loved this dude. And, but not much of an artist. And so like I wrote him a couple songs. We had like a little recording set up at the house because like it was fun to record these joke raps and shit. And yeah, I just started writing music for him and he recorded these songs and like a couple of them like ended up doing pretty well. People were like, this is cool. This is fun. We shot videos. The videos like did pretty decent for like YouTube back then. But yeah, that kind of just like tapered off, I guess. You know what I mean? Like he was over looking like a crazy person on the internet.
Yeah.
And you know, he stayed in Orlando. I left. So I moved back to Fort Pierce and I'm, writing graffiti super heavily. Like that at that point in my life, moving from Orlando to Fort Pierce, like that was my life. That had all my focus. You know, we talked about this like tunnel vision shit.
Yeah.
Graffiti was like everything.
With rattle cans?
Like,
or with markers?
With fucking markers, with fucking with markers, with paint, with rollers, with fucking fire extinguishers, with fucking acid etch bath, acid in a marker that you fucking it etches into windows. Literally, like,
dope.
Not like the average person like doesn't totally get it, but like if you're a writer and you're listening, like you know what it is to have, they call it like the itch, where like you just live this shit. So yeah, I'm all over the place. Me and my girl are taking trips to Atlanta, New Orleans. I'm writing graffiti. I've been writing in Orlando, taking trips up and down Florida, writing everywhere, fucking all the time. And I link with a friend of mine, a friend at the time, and he's all fucking depressed. He's going through some shit. And I'm like, yo, like, I write, like, I do this, like, come out with me sometime, like, you know, see what this is all about. And of course, like, you know, once you go out there, like, this is when we're younger, don't take your job as seriously. You ain't got like real life happening. And, you know, he falls in love with it, of course, but he was a fucking idiot. And, you know, blase, shit happens. He's doing it for a while. I'm doing it for a while, and he gets caught. I'm up in Atlanta, and he calls me, and we're talking about graph. I'm talking my shit, like, oh, I'm up here doing this, and this, and what's going on down there. And yeah, I come back to South Florida, and like my car's repoed, and my fucking my people are calling me, being like, yo, like the fucking police are looking for you. No. Homeboy was like already in the precinct. like arrested when he like made that call to me, and it was like all recorded.
What?
Yeah. So I got on the run for a little bit. Life is fucking hectic. Things are fucked up. And like, I lawyer up. I don't know what the fuck to do. I lawyer up. He tells me the deal. He's like, hey, this is what happened. Like, they don't have a ton of evidence against you, except for this phone call that your boy made where like y'all talked your shit and they have it's a admission of guilt. You know what I mean?
On like specific pieces you had done?
The name. I used the name. He referred to me as the name, and I responded to him.
And that name was everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, so shit is crazy, and I'm fucking in jail. Fucking they set
Locking kids
yeah.
up for fucking graffiti.
Yeah, so and they set my bond at $250,000.
You're kidding.
Yeah, so it would have been $25,000 to bail out. Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm fucking 22, 23 at the time.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
So what do? You just sit, you know? And it's as cliche as it is, how many rappers, you know, like, oh, I went to jail and decided to take it serious. But like, when you sit for so long and like, I don't love much else besides like graffiti, and this is out the fucking window. Like this room, you know what I'm saying? Like this is almost life ruining at the time. And I was like, I got to get back into music. You know, I fucking love music. Like that's a passion. Like I need to make this happen. So life is hectic as fuck, and I'm still going all this, but like I get out finally.
Yeah.
And I go through house arrest and probation and all this shit. But I get to a point on probation. I get off of house arrest and I'm on probation to where like I'm like kind of free enough to like meet up with a band and practice once a week. So I start practicing with this band, and it's fucking good and all fun and this and that. And they were pretty local to where we were in St. Lucie. And they were like, yo, we want to start expanding. We want to do more. And like, I've been, you know, at this point, I've been making music for years. I've been in bands, you know, since middle school and shit. So like, I know people promoting shows and booking shows and shit. So I'm like, hey, let me talk to some promoter friends. So we start doing shows like back in the day in Miami here and there, in Orlando, this and that. And just somewhere along the line, I guess we just kind of had a miscommunication of how hard they really wanted to go. Because when they told me, hey, like, let's expand, let's do more shows, I'm like, yo, like, let's fucking go. Like,
they're like, oh, not this many shows.
I was like, this turned into my graffiti where I'm like, all right, this is fucking my, you know, 24/7 thing. It didn't work out. And they were like, hey, like, we want to chill. I think it's better if we just go our separate ways. I was still a kid, fucking 22, 23, and they actually had kids. They were older and shit. They're like, hey, we ain't trying to fucking spend gas money to drive to Orlando to play a show in front of fucking 20 people and this and that. And I fucking, now that I'm grown, I get it.
You get it.
I get it. So the falling out happened, and like it's back to just me. You know what I mean? Trying to like piece old friends together. Like, hey, you play the guitar? Like, let's link sometime and this and that. But everyone's getting older, and everyone just ain't got the time and shit. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna do this shit myself.
Solo.
You know what I mean? Listen to a ton of rap, write a ton of lyrics. Like, why don't I just fucking like let me record something? So a couple friends had like, you know how it is, you got a little recording studio in the garage.
Yeah.
Not even a recording studio, they got a laptop and a fucking mic type shit. So like I start bullshitting with a friend of mine, I'm recording here and there. And then that best friend of mine, Big and Tasty, comes back into the picture. He moved from Orlando to Miami, spending a lot of time in West Palm Beach. And I told him like, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. And as long as I've been like making music, he's been like booking shows and been involved in the music scene. Like he lived in St. Lucie, was booking shows in St. Lucie, ton of shows, hardcore shows, rap shows, this and that. Moved up to Connecticut, was doing shows in Connecticut, hardcore shows, rap shows, shit like that. It was just all over. Knew what he was doing. And let him know what I wanted to do. He hooked me up with a studio. It was in Wellington at the time. It's called A-Flux Studios.
Shout out A-Flux.
Yeah, and then, well,
really.
life changes. Life changes. Okay. I will say that. I will say that. Life changes. But shout out to them. Like, I wouldn't be where I am without them. I will say that. I will say that. And he got me into, he had his friend like owned the studio, and that was my first like real studio. And that's why I recorded my first project at like my first real project as Stepdad. I got like promo pictures taken, and like I think it was like 5 or 6 song EP, put it together at that studio. The art was made there at that studio. The videos were shot there at that studio. in 2016. That's what we dropped, and that's when Stepdad like became like a real tangible thing that people could like go listen to and go see and
That's
shit.
pretty dope. That, I mean, obviously you've got a lifelong career as an aspiring musician, but like your first iteration of this hip hop rap deal was Stepdad in like brilliant branding, you know what I mean? And then you dropped that project and it just got teeth, right? It just got legs. And
Yeah, I mean, I can't say it was like some type of fucking overnight success, but like I have supportive friends, and I was happy with it. It was something I was proud to put out, and I started playing shows with that music, and like that was, you know, looking back at it, I'm like, you know, like I'm sure if you listened to your music from 15 years ago, you'd be
Terrible.
like, you know, be like, so it's not the best shit, but you could tell it was like the birth of what I'm doing now and what I've been chasing.
is that project still available online?
It is on SoundCloud, yeah.
Okay, that's dope. A lot of people pull that shit
And
down.
like I feel that, but like, I don't know. I don't got shit to hide. Like, yo, like,
Yes.
go look and see that I was trash, and like prove to yourself, like you can start somewhere and you can get better and you can make shit happen for yourself. Like,
Well, people like to see the progression and the growth. And like for me, like Machine Gun Kelly, you know, I came across old buddy on World Star Hip Hop in 2010. And then I like started looking into him, and I started watching, he called it Kelly Vision. And it was his like web series of him, you know, making music and shit. And like episode 1, they build this fucking booth in the basement of his manager's mom's house. And it's like shit, you know, and you literally watch the entire, like, to him getting signed to fucking Bad Boy, to now one of the biggest names in music, you know, with the genre shift, which is crazy, you know.
yeah. So it's fucking hilarious you say that. Cause yeah, back then that's probably around the time I discovered him as well. There was a blog. It's called Laced Up. It was a blog out of, where the fuck is he
Well,
from?
Laced Up is his original like brand and mixtape. Like his first mixtape was Lace Up, and then his album was Lace Up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was like a blog or something that I came across just back,
from Cleveland,
back in the
by the
day.
way.
That's
Cleveland.
where it is. It's
Okay.
it's out of Ohio.
Yep.
And they put on all of these up and coming artists and shit. And he's one that really stuck out to me.
Yep.
And I don't know where I'm getting the Laced Up from. I'm like, I swear that's what
That's
the
the name
blog
of his
was called.
mixtape
Yeah,
and shit. Yeah, that
Like,
was
maybe
his
that's what
whole
I'm thinking.
deal, like with the L for Lace Up and shit.
So something I skipped over was that same homie of mine, Big and Tate. This is how many endeavors we've had. Him and I had a clothing brand, and I got it as a Facebook memory. But 10 years ago, Machine Gun Kelly came to Florida, and he wore one of our shirts.
Really?
It's fucking hilarious.
that's sick.
I gotta show you the picture.
That's sick.
Yeah, and to be honest, like I was rocking with him back then.
Yeah.
And I kind of like forgot about him, I guess.
Right.
And to see how massive of a star he's become, like, bro, my little cousin, it's crazy to see his reach and like what he is doing now. I can't say I'm the biggest fan of what he does now, but I respect like where he's came from. Like the what you're mentioning about those blogs, it's ringing a bell. Like I'm kind of remembering these like basement studio. Like he really came from
Nothing.
that to all
one of
he
the
has
biggest
now.
names
Like
in music.
like it's fucking
Getting
insane.
married to Megan Fox.
It's- yeah,
best friend
that's-
Travis Barker.
Like that is some shit. Yeah.
Because the dude never gave up, even though everybody told him, you know, he wasn't going to be shit. He
Yeah.
never gave up. And you know, I ran into Machine Gun Kelly at the airport, like on his come up, and you know, there's these certain times in your life where you like cross paths with people, and then you see them kind of like get to that pinnacle. You're like, fuck, man. Like when I first saw him, like with his video, like today, I signed my first record deal, bro. I just cried like a bitch. Cause I'm like, he took my spot. That's my spot. That's where I'm supposed to be, you know. But I had to grow up and
like,
get
you
my
can have that
ego
spot
out of the
too.
way.
You can
Yeah,
have that
no,
spot
I'm gonna
too.
fucking do this podcast with my homies and shit, and maybe I'll make music again in the future,
Yeah.
you know. Fuck it.
You're the type of dude you can do whatever. Like you're
Thanks,
fucking
man.
driven. You like, yo, we're sitting on something you fucking built, like in a place that like you, yeah, like.
Well, shout
Look
out
at
to
this
my wife
shit.
too, just to be
Yeah,
clear.
yeah.
you
No,
know?
shout out to her, to her, without a doubt. But
I couldn't do any of this
yeah.
without her.
No, there's obviously a driving force like behind what you do, and like that. Yeah, when people hit me up and like like want me to listen to their music or it's so much deeper than like the music. It's like how driven are you as a person? Like,
Yeah.
how much are you willing to like really like just get shit on until like something clicks and it works? Like, yeah, like you said, people say to you like, oh, like they're familiar with me, or like you're like, oh, Stepdad's
Yeah.
coming on this and
Yeah.
that, and like, bro, that honestly blows my mind, because I see how far I've came, but like I really feel like what I'm doing is like a blip, like in like the scheme of everything else. Like it's crazy to me. I'm grateful for where I'm at, but like
You're nowhere.
I have
You're
so
not where you want
fucking far
to be
to go.
yet.
Yeah, it's
Well,
it's
dude,
crazy.
you're in the middle of your journey. You know what I mean? So what about creative process? Like, what's your how do you create music? Do you make the beats? Do you work with producers?
It's changed so fucking much. So in the beginning, I found beats online. I know the process is different for everybody. Some people are blessed to like have friends that make beats.
Yeah.
And do it that way, but back in the day, I will say I'm very picky when it comes to beats. So like I've always known people that like make. Obviously, I've been in music, and like I know people that make beats, but like
It wasn't the sound.
I
you
never
were
felt
looking
like they were
for.
tailored for me exactly. So like in the beginning, I found beats online.
Yep.
And back then, like I knew what beats I liked, but you're like ever evolving as an artist. I knew what inspired me and what I thought sounded cool, but that doesn't always necessarily mean like you're gonna sound good over it. It's gonna work for you. Fast forward from looking for beats online, which I still do.
Yeah. I
You know
used
what I'm
to
saying?
use a site called SoundClick.
SoundClick. I don't know if
Before
it's
SoundCloud, there was
still a thing.
SoundClick.
I'm pretty sure it's still around.
Yeah.
I feel like what reigns supreme this day and age is BeatStars.
Okay.
And Track Train.
Okay.
Anybody looking for beats? That's
Yeah,
a fucking
y'all heard
great
it here.
place. That's a
Dope.
great place to start. As opposed to like YouTube and shit.
So you like what Jay-Z does. Jay-Z doesn't make any beats, one of the biggest rappers in the world, but he will surf through 100 instrumentals until he finds something that speaks to him.
Yeah, so for a long time, yes, that's exactly what I did. And like I said, I still do that. But fast forward to this day and age where people see what I'm trying to do and people are becoming more supportive. And I know what I want in a beat now, and I'm lucky enough to have. There's a couple producers that I do work with that like I bring them a sound, or like I bring them like something I want sampled or like a vibe, and they help bring that to life. Am I fucking pressing the buttons and making it happen myself? No, but like I'm lucky enough to where like they know me well enough to like be able to bring my thoughts to life.
No,
So-
I understand that completely. You're kind of like they're like a conduit for your feeling and
Yeah.
emotion and what you're trying to get, and then they try to capture that.
they're the psychic medium.
Yeah, that's it. They're a medium.
They bring it to life.
You know, I have a fucking theory about that with creativity, that we are conduits for creativity that comes from somewhere else. And then we just, when we're in the right mindset and we have the right inspiration, it just like kind of gets fucking sent to you. Like the best songs I ever did, I didn't come up with this shit. I just found it. It was just out there, and I was able to, like, my antenna was tall enough that day to like find it. You know, it always trips me out like where fucking creativity comes from. Obviously, there are creative people, but that shit's got to come from somewhere. You know?
Yeah, so something, it's a great segue into me promoting my homie who I don't know if you've been surfing and seen some of the heavier music I'm making that has like a rock and
Yeah, I was just
rap
gonna bring that
influence.
up when you said
So-
that about the rock.
So I do that all with my friend Blake, and something he talks about. He is a fucking amazing
Oh,
songwriter.
are those the guys from what's the band? Fame
He's
on Fire?
Fame on Fire, yeah.
Oh, I met those kids down in Boca one night.
No shit,
Fucking
really?
4 or 5 years ago. I met
Oh, shit.
Blake.
It's
Dude,
yeah.
they're fucking dope.
Like, do you see what they do now?
What?
Like they're fucking like stars now.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
They're really fucking. It's like it's very impressive.
Yeah,
like,
they're fucking dope. Okay,
yeah.
so you work with Blake.
So yeah, I work with him. He helps me with all that. But it's something we talk about. He is a fucking amazing songwriter. Like whatever it is, whatever you talked about, he
Yeah.
has that. It's
Yes.
all the time for him. And one thing we talk about, he refers to it as building your intuition. When you sit down to write, when you sit down with a beat, when you sit down with whatever, when you don't have that creative, like, you know what you're talking about, where you're like, I'm feeling it, it's happening right now. When you don't have that and you write anyways and you make a song anyways, it's building your intuition of what you think will sound good. Granted, maybe when you sit down and force it, it's not going to be great, but it helps you take another step to like, hey, maybe if I do it a little differently, or if I do it this way, regardless of how I feel, it builds your intuition of what good music sounds like.
Yeah, I like that.
To where you get to a point where you don't need that, whatever it is, to hit you. You can just make it happen.
Yeah.
And it's fucking amazing because he can just sit down and just write a fucking beautiful melody. He could sit down and make an awesome beat. It's really like a jarring talent. It fucking blows my mind, and I'm so blessed to be able to work with him. Like I kind of push him to like the outer limits of where he wants to be. I've always had the idea of like blending heavy music in rap. And I know that's a thing. You know, I grew up listening to fucking Rage Against the Machine and Cypress Hill. It's been done.
Yes.
The rap and the rock thing has been done over and over again, but not the way I saw it.
Not with the heavy rock
Not
vocal.
the way
like
I do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's just such an amazing writer where like he brought this crazy idea of mine and that I continue to have like to life.
Yeah, that's fucking dope. Now, when you write, do you write pencil and paper? Do you like
iPhone, baby.
Yeah, iPhone.
In the notes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm consistently putting shit in my notes.
Just ideas throughout the day.
Always. Like, no matter, like, you know, some people are on game to this, some people aren't. Like, any idea you fucking have, put it in your notes. I don't give a fuck how good you think it is, that you will never forget it. You will fucking forget it. Put it in your notes.
Yeah, there's a difference between short-term memory and long-term memory. And even though in your short-term memory you feel like, oh, I'm never going to forget this, it'll be 2 hours later.
No, I hear you.
And some other shit will happen in your life, and then you're like, wait, what the fuck was it? And it's so hard to find. Yeah, you got to fucking put that shit down.
So always putting shit in my notes, and then when I it's usually at night, I'll get home and yeah, find a beat. I have a beat, and I just maybe I'll have an idea, come to like a halt, and I'll go to the notes, try to pick up, or I'll just go straight to the notes and be like, oh, what are some of these ideas that I had in the past week? Maybe I can just like expand on these and.
You start with you like to start with the chorus first, or just like you start with like the you just start with the bars.
Yeah.
And
so the hooks, choruses have never been my strong suit.
Okay.
I go straight to the bars, and hopefully I find something like from piecing words together, from piecing whatever. I hope I just find something clever enough or melodic enough to where I can turn it into the hook.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like notoriously repetitive hooks.
Yeah.
Or hype hooks. Never melodic and beautiful, which is something I am working on.
Yeah. Oh shit, maybe I can do a hook for you, man. My thing was, for a long time I used to download beats also from SoundClick, but I love to search through the beats with hooks, like because the producers would have put up beats that already had hooks in them. And then it was like that's already done. You find something that sounds fucking great.
Like there's hooks on a vocal, or you mean like the beat has like it'll be structured verse, hook, bridge, verse.
Exactly. It's already structured out. Gotcha. It's got a chorus in it. Some of it it's like, no, it's whack. I'm not into it. And then other ones, it's like I got this one song On My Prowl that I did, and it literally, my rap name was The Truth of the QC. In the chorus, this girl sings, I'm the truth. You know, I'm like, oh, that's fucking perfect, you know? But over time, I became more passionate about writing hooks and choruses. And
that's where the money's at. That's what gets people hooked.
Yeah. Well, that's like these beats coming with choruses already in it, because the producer knows if I can release, if the hook is already done, you know, it's more likely to get, it can be more likely to get picked up, you know? Oh, well, how about we play something then?
Yeah,
since we're talking about it. Look, I got my little special number pad. What shall we pick
where's this
first?
where's this gonna play though?
Okay, it's gonna play on this screen. All right, I'm gonna turn up this volume knob. We won't be able to hear the mics while we do it, but we'll be able to hear the music in the headphones. All right.
Okay, bet.
Hey,
oh, you had it cute and all. Good looks.
Stepdad. Yeah. Hey. Yeah, my girl got that Meg, caught me smoking on exotic THC cream, I've been rubbing on her body, got some fresh cut food on ice like it's hockey. She said she go.
Bro, fuck.
What's wrong?
It's not playing the audio. Give me one more second.
No worries. Yeah, do your thing. We're supposed to hear it in the headphones?
Yeah, I had it fucking all set up for you before you came, and then I know exactly what I did. I was trying to clear out some shit in my fucking thing here, and I deleted the audio input. One more sec, bud.
No worries.
All right. Well, I don't want to fuck up our flow, man. My
Yeah, no
bad,
sweat,
dude.
no sweat.
My bad.
Shit
You
happens.
see, bro, I have fucking all sorts of shit loaded up.
You did your thing for sure.
But I
see
know
that.
what it was is that I had all these things on the left over here, all these inputs, and I was like cleaning them up, and I had it routed through a certain input, and I think I deleted that fucking input. And in order to get it to work properly, I'd have to take about 5 minutes, shut down the program, and I don't want to fuck us up like that,
Yeah,
man.
no, it's no sweat, bro. Cheers.
It's a
all
huge
good.
sweat. This is a huge fucking fail.
Well, I mean, maybe we can get another one in some. I mean,
We have to.
yeah.
We have to. My apologies,
Yeah, of
man.
course.
Okay, so that being said, what I wanted to talk about with these videos is your creativity in the video content, man, because your fucking raps and your bars are crazy. They're hilarious. It seems like you've mentioned this a couple times in our conversation already, that comedy is a big part of what you do.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Like, I just be going through shit, and like life is heavy, bro. Like, you know how it is. Like, life is just heavy, and try not to, but like I spend a lot of time, like, I don't know, people deal with life, and it's like comedy is like the escape from that. Like, I have songs where you can listen, and I talk about, you know, shit that's going on and how I feel and this and that, but it's almost like when you write so many sad songs, it's like you perpetuate these feelings of sadness and shit like that. Like,
what you think and what you say you create. So when you're
Exactly.
creating shit like that,
Yeah.
it like makes more of it.
And trust me, going through some crazy life issues and stuff has helped me write a ton of shit. Don't get me wrong. Some of my favorite music came out of like these internal and external struggles I was dealing with at the time. But the comedy, like it's almost like I can write my way out of like a negative way of thinking and shit. Like, it's like comedic relief without
Yeah.
a doubt. Like, I don't want I don't want people to hear my music and feel sad. Like, if you can listen to the sad shit, I just hope you can see that whoever's listening just knows they ain't going through it alone. Like, we all go through it, we all deal with it. But I rather, you know, the happy shit, the funny shit, like I like that to be a bigger chunk of my music. I'd rather somebody be able to smile or fucking laugh, or whether like the music or not. Like, I hope you laugh at a bar. Like, just smile. Enjoy
So
this shit.
half of it is for you, for your mental health.
You could say that.
right? And then
Yeah.
the other half is because you want to inspire people and you want to bring joy to people's lives.
Yeah, I mean, it's all for me, low key. So like, somebody broke it down like this to
Respect.
me, and I thought it was fucking genius. Like, making music is like when you're handed the aux cord, like in a car full of your homies. Like, you're gonna play what you want to fuck with and you want to listen to and what you like. But like, it's dope if you can bump that and like all your homies are like, oh, this is fire. Like, you know what I mean? It's like it's a plus to like already hearing or creating what you want to. You know what I mean?
But part of it's like, I really don't give a fuck if people like this because I fucking like it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. I've always made music for me.
Yeah.
The fact that like people reach out to me and like tell me they fuck with me so heavy and shit, and like the fact that other people fuck with it is like a blessing. Like, that's the illest shit in the world to me. Like, I don't know, some of the opportunities I've had, like, I don't know, some of the shit people like DM me and stuff, it blows my mind. I'm just like, damn, like I really ain't shit, but like I'm just, it's beyond words to know that like the music helped you, or like the music has inspired you in any way. It's insane to me.
What about the visual content for your videos? I gotta say again, I'm so fucking bummed, and I'm so sorry I couldn't play it because
Yeah, no, I mean,
that's one of the fucking coolest parts. Is your fucking videos are insane, dude.
hopefully just you being so hyped, like people are like, damn, I gotta see what this is about, and they just check the shit out for themselves.
Bro, it's fucking insane. It's like if I watched it, I would imagine you had a creative team, a team of people who were putting together these concepts for this fucking outlandish ass shit.
I love that is a huge fucking compliment. I appreciate you.
So there's no creative team.
Nah.
This is the creative
This
team.
is it, dog.
And with maybe whatever videographer that you might be working with.
Yeah, and like, shout out to the videographers I've worked with. Somebody brought this up to me recently. Like, I come up with absolutely everything. Locations, extras, ideas, how I want it shot, and like I reach out to a videographer and they help me bring it to life, which is the biggest part. But from like here on out, I feel like I should be asking for like a director's like a co-producer credit or something.
Yeah.
Because like
They got their logo on it and shit.
yeah, and they deserve all that.
Yeah,
They deserve all of
yeah.
that, all the credit. But I love that you think it takes a team to do all this. But like, I would like for people to know that like me and this videographer bring this to life, and
Right.
like, and that's it. Like, I've every concept, everything down to what I'm gonna do to this girl, to where I'm gonna do it at, to like what part of the song. Like,
There's one that you have where you're at the pool with this lady.
that's
and
my
you're-
girl Kelly. Shout out to Kelly.
Shout out Kelly. And
That's
you're in
a-
like a fucking Speedo.
There we go. The
Dude,
tuxedo.
The tuxedo Speedo. Tuxpedo. Dude, y'all got to go watch this shit. I'm so sorry that I couldn't have it on here to play, but y'all got to watch it. You got to be fucking brave to wear the fucking tuxpedo, man.
You gotta be brave, dog.
You don't give a fuck.
You know, scared money don't make money. You gotta let them know. And I was eating good when I shot that. Like, I was letting my shit hang out. Not, you know what I'm saying? Not that I had a gut or nothing, but like, damn, I usually try to stay
it's like
tan,
this
a little
dad
more cut
bod.
up.
It was a stepdad
It's
bod.
a stepdad bod. That's fucking hilarious. You say that. Yeah, it's a stepdad bod.
Stepdad bod.
Still kind of tight. You know, I might have lifted a little bit here and there, but I've been eating good lately. I've been eating pizza. You know, I'm around.
Doughboy. That's fucking dope,
That's
man.
how I was living then. Yeah.
You get into politics at all, man?
I don't.
You steer fucking as far away from it as possible?
No, I don't steer as far away as possible. And I think there's just so much that's out of our control that, I don't know. I have myself and my team of people, my family that I love, and I just live every day like trying to push forward and aim in a direction that's going to benefit me and the people around me. I know there's way more to it than I've delved into, but I think a lot of it's a show. I think a lot of it we can't control.
No, I
it's
think-
not something I'm super heavy on. I familiarize myself. I pay a lot more attention to like local elections and things going on in my community a lot more than I do on a national scale. Not to say I don't pay any attention at all. I stay aware, but it's not something I involve myself in much.
It's smart because that's the shit that's really important is the local, the shit that people who can help change your community and whatnot. The reason I ask is because a lot of artists recently are really jumping on this whole political bandwagon. People who never made any political music before either have picked one side or the other. And then their whole now everything they do is hyper politicized. It's hyper like pro-Trump, anti-Trump, pro-right, pro-left.
Yeah.
And they're kind of like
Go ahead.
well, they're kind of like bandwagoning off of the chaos. And some people are doing it well and saying something, but other people, it's like, bro, like, I respect you because you make fun music that can help take us away from the nonsense we're watching.
Yeah, and I'm always stand for what I stand for. Don't get me wrong, but the news, the media, the everything, us as a people try to make everything so black and white. And like I said earlier, how like I really feel like no one person can speak for me. Like there's just so much gray to all this that like, yeah, like I said, I just it's something I stay away from because of what you said. It's just it's so black and white. It gets turned so pro this, anti that. Like I could really never say I'm a Republican, but like I'm not gonna be out here being like, yo, I'm a Democrat. Like
Right.
not one side speaks for me. I don't agree with much at all. Like this is something I actually really never speak about, like
No, I understand.
publicly or
Yeah.
like
and I don't
on the
want,
internet and shit like that.
I respect that, man. And I didn't want
not that it can't be spoken. I'm gonna stand on what I stand on without a doubt. But it just, I feel like it gets, like you just said, it gets turned into something it's almost not.
Yeah.
Artists should use their platform. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
But like, how can you? It's hard to even know what to pay attention to and what to speak on.
Yeah.
Like, it's a new thing every few weeks, and I don't know.
Well,
yeah.
why would you want to spend so much time alienating half of your listeners by picking one side? You know?
I feel that. I also feel that artists shouldn't censor themselves, worrying about like,
Well
hey,
said.
some of my fans might not like me anymore because I feel this way.
Well said.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, by me not speaking on it at all, like where does that leave me in limbo? It's a weird place as an artist. Maybe part of me just doesn't think my opinion matters much. It's, you know what I mean? I really rarely go online and speak on much. Like I really try to keep it light online and fun and
Dude,
and
I
keep
think
it
that
simple.
is so important in this day and age, bro. That's kind of why I asked, because so many people are doing this hyper politicized shit that it's like, and the internet has become so fucking toxic.
Oh, it's fucking insane. Like it's you can say one thing and people are gonna take it 100 different ways. Like I have these conversations in person
Yeah.
to my friends, my family, where you can articulate your words properly and you can voice how you feel and back yourself up and have a back and forth.
Yep.
The fucking internet, you're fighting a losing battle. Like
Yeah.
say, no matter what you say, like it's gonna be
Somebody's going to
taken.
spin it one way or spin it another
Yeah.
way.
You know what I mean? Like,
No, I respect it, man, and we hope that you continue to make fucking music that makes us want to have a fucking great time and forget about all the nonsense that's happening in the world.
that's what I'm here for, without a doubt. It's heavy, bro. Life is heavy. Like the human experience is fucking insane. And like, if I can make a fucking minute Instagram clip rapping funny fucking words and you can forget about all the bullshit in your life for just a minute, like that's why I create content, and that's why I put it online, not to fucking preach to you. And
Yeah, I should have read a page out of your book, because I always was trying to preach or whatever. I never.
Are you reading The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck?
I don't fucking read any of the books that are in here because I'm a fucking moron. No, my wife is a big reader.
Okay.
And I get given books often that's people are like, you should read this. I have a terrible attention span, man. Like, I'll fucking read page 1 and I start thinking about, like, fuck, are my shoes untied? Like, or I'll read something in the book and I'm like, oh yeah, that's like, it's so hard for me to stay focused in the book. I also like mentally, I got so
practice,
much shit
yeah.
going on, you know what I mean? That I don't read these books as much as I should. My wife is a big reader. She likes like
Good for her, yeah.
historical fiction. Have you read that? Art of Not Giving a Fuck?
It's a fucking great book. Like the title is corny as all hell. Like but it's almost from like a first person perspective of the author, and I felt like a lot of like my ideologies and a lot of like my my feelings just like kind of align with him, like as a person. And I feel like anyone can gain a lot from reading that book. It's a fucking, that's a great book. That's something I've read within the past like year or two.
It's The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
I
right?
actually fucking left it on a plane, which I'm fucking pissed about, but I would rebuy the book because
Well,
I really thought it
hopefully
was that
somebody
great.
picked it up who needed it.
I feel you. Yeah.
Sometimes
No.
the universe
I
does
hope-
shit like
I
that.
wasn't. Damn, that's crazy. I never thought about that. But yeah, I thought whoever cleans the plane or a fucking flight attendant or someone like was interested because the title has fuck in it. Like that's what caught my eye. I was like, what the
I'd imagine somebody would come across that book right at the time they fucking needed to read it, you know? And like, I say that like when I fucking
That's
like,
fucking dope.
I lose $100 bill like once every 6 months, you know, comes
boss
flying
shit
out of
right
my
there.
pocket. No, it's not. It's broke shit because then we don't eat for a week. But every time that shit happens, like it doesn't happen all the
I'll
time.
bring
but
if
it's
that
happened.
ever happens again, dog. I'll fucking whenever you need a pizza, I fucking got
Oh,
you.
you're the man, dude.
Yeah, I'll fucking drop it off, dog.
No,
You
I
fucking
appreciate it. We're
5
doing,
minutes away.
We're doing okay now, but in my past, I should say, I was
I hear
very
you.
irresponsible with cash in my pocket. But anytime I dropped 100 or dropped a 20, all I could think was like, damn, I bet somebody picked that up who needed it
Yeah,
way more
bet.
than I do
And they
right
like
now.
saw it as like some like greater sign. Of
Oh yeah,
whatever,
like
and
fucking
it
God's looking out
yeah.
for me. It's like, no, Blake's a
Bet.
fucking moron and he dropped his fucking cash.
Yeah.
Well, you're a fucking talented dude, man. I again, I apologize one last time that I couldn't play the stuff
Yeah,
there.
no, yeah,
I had it all
no
loaded
sweat.
up. I can fucking.
Technology's a fucking. You're looking like this fucking operation you have going on. Like
I fuck with
So,
Flex, we
without
call it
the
E-Racing, I
audio,
came with
I'm
some
just
fucking
gonna,
runs.
touch
Yeah,
on
put these all
these
pretty
videos
in
that
pain.
you do.
Sticking to the
Listen
pictures
to
of the
your
NFT.
YouTube or
My
your,
phone been wanting ever
Instagram
since last
Reels
week.
and
Check how
TikTok.
I'm doing when she
And
send
you
them to
get
me.
this
Low key, I be
concept
using her
where
sport like some
you do
simple
these
syrup. Now I'm
verses
at it in it with
like
my
on
Birdman.
scene,
Making
different
myself in no
places
fashion. Then I get
around